the plant cell constituents. When it comes to the plant cell constituents, how it is different from the animal cells. Like we are here to discuss about the plant medicinal value or medicinal plant constituents. So, what are their basic things in there in the plant cells? What are the constituents are there, and how the chemical constituents which we are considering as a having medicinal value or therapeutic value, how they are going to be composed into that plant cells, right? So coming to the plant cells, these are nothing but they are eukaryotic cells present in green plants, right? Photosynthetic eukaryotes of the kingdom of plantae, right? So here the plant kingdom, right? So that's what these are eukaryotic, right? Prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Two types of cell will be there, no? So these are eukaryotic types of cells which will be there in the green plant. Wherever the chlorophyll content will be there, and it will look like a green color in their stems and leaves, especially, right? Photosynthetic eukaryotes, the plant, those who conduct the photosynthesis activity into for the manufacturing of carbohydrate or food in that kingdom, that is the plantae kingdom. They are these plant cells will be there, right? They are considered as a plant cells. Their distinctive features include primary cell wall containing cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin, the presence of plastids with the capability to perform photosynthesis and store the starch, a large vacuole that regulates the turgor pressures, right? The pressure which is maintaining to transportation of the nutrient and water, that will be maintained by the large vacuoles. The absence of flagella or centrioles, that will not be there, right? Except in the gametes. Here it will be gametes, it will be there. And a unique method of cell division involving the formation of cell plate or phragmoplast that separate the new daughter cells, like, right? So you can see the difference from the prokaryotes, how they are, right? The in the cell wall, that you have already discussed in the previous unit, that what are the cell wall constituents, right? Here you can see the cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin, these are the plant cell wall. Then the presence of plastids which is having capability to perform the photosynthesis, which is the process for the manufacturing of carbohydrate, that is the food of plants. Store starch storing, and the large vacuoles that is maintaining the pressure for transportation of the absence of. So these are the basic characteristics to be the plant cells, right? So what is the diagram? Let us discuss plant cell diagram. Here in diagram you can see the outer most layer, it is cell wall. Then the second layer, it is considered as a cell membrane. Then Golgi apparatus, vacuoles membrane. Then the chloroplast, how it is looking, you can see here, right? Then here rapid crystals. This side ribosomes are there. Golgi vesicles are there. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, right? Rough endoplasmic. So two types of ER it is there. Large central vacuoles. Here this one, it is considered as a large central vacuoles, right? Cytoplasma, these are, and mitochondria, you know that. So the plant cells is rectangular or comparatively large than the animal cells. That is the first one difference that we can see, right? Even though the plants and animal cells are eukaryotic and share a few cells organelles, the plant cells are quite distinct when compared to the animal cells, as they perform different functions, right? They are having lot of functions that we are going to discuss also. Some of the differences can be clearly understood when the cells are examined under the electron microscope. So what are the role of these components of the cell, plant cells, that if you will see in electron microscope living cells, that you can see that how they are functioning when compared to the animal cells. That's what they are having the more functions, some of the basic functions that we can see. So let us discuss in the structure, the first outermost layer, that is the cell wall. So we'll take the description of the first one. Like just like different organ within the body, plant cells structures includes various components known as the cell organelles that perform the different functions to sustain itself, right? So the first one is the cell wall, that already you have discussed in the cell wall constituents in the another previous unit. So let us have a review. It is a rigid layer which is composed of cellulose, then glycoproteins, lignin, pectin, and hemicellulose. It is located outside the cell membrane. That's what we have seen here, right? It is located the, this is the cell membrane, outside of the cell membrane, that is cell wall, right? The primary function of cell wall is to protect and provide the structural support to cell. Yes, that's what it is, outermost layer. The plant cell wall is also involved in protecting the cell against mechanical stress and to provide from an structure of the cell. It also filters the molecules passing in or out of the cell, right? So that's what, since it is the working as a security guard for the particular building or something like that, right? So that's what plant cell wall, it is considered as a security guard, right? The formation of the cell wall is guided by microtubules, right? Different microtubules will be there that will be guiding the formation, and it consists of three layers, namely primary, secondary, and the middle lamella, right? The primary cell wall is formed by the cellulose laid down by enzymes, so that's you have discussed already. So let us take the second layer of the plant cell, that is the cell membrane, right? That's what here in the structure we have seen, right? The first cell wall, then second layer, it is cell membrane. So it is the semi permeable, not permeable, semi permeable membrane that is present within the cell wall, right? Within the cell wall, it composed of thin layer of protein and fat. So what is the composition of this one? Protein, thin layer of the protein and fats. The cell membrane plays an important role in regulating the entry or exit of specific substance within the cell, right? It is also having important role like a cell wall. For instance, or for example, cell membrane keeps toxins from entering inside, right? It is keeping away the toxins, and while nutrients and essential minerals are transported across, and other things so it is also the second security guard, we can say, which is allowing, which is identifying which is supposed to go inside, which is not supposed to go inside. Then the third one, the nucleus, right? That is also very important. The nucleus is a membrane bound structure that is present only in eukaryotic cells. The vital function of a nucleus is to store DNA or hereditary information required for all cell division. That's what mitosis, meiosis, and metabolisms, different types of metabolic process, and also the growth of the particular cell, right? So here the two things will be there. The nucleolus, right? You can see the spelling after E, it is OLUS, nucleolus. It manufactures cells protein producing structures and ribosomes also, right? Whereas the nucleopore, nuclear membrane is perforated with the holes, that is called a nucleopore. Pore means hole, that allow proteins and nucleic acid to pass through, right? So that's what this is the fourth one in the cell constituents, that is the plastids. Plastids, plastids. They are membrane bound organelles that have their own DNA, right? The genetic material, the diribose nucleic acid, that will be there having their own, right? They are necessary to store starch to carry out the process of photosynthesis, right? So they are the main responsible constituents which will be involving in the process of photosynthesis, that is the manufacturing of carbohydrate process. It is also used in the synthesis of many molecules, which from the building blocks of the cells or the primary metabolites we can say, right? Or other functions like proteins and other things which is involving into the building block of the cell. Some of the vital types of plastids and their functions are stated below, right? So you can see this one, the leucoplast that will be there, that is the part of plastid. They are found in non photosynthetic synthetic tissues of plants. They are used for store of proteins, lipids, and starch. That is the metabolites, right? So coming to the second one under plastids, that is the chloroplast. It is an elongated organelles enclosed by phospholipid membrane, right? Phospholipid membrane, it will be there, which will be there inside, right? That is a chloroplast. The chloroplast is shaped like a disc, right? The chloroplast, it is shaped like a disc, and the stroma is the fluid within the chloroplast that comprises a circular DNA. Okay, then each chloroplast contains the green colored pigment. The color pigment, the color will be there green color, that is called a chlorophyll. That's we are all are very much aware, right? This chlorophyll required for the process of photosynthesis. Because of chlorophyll only, that's what green plant only do the photosynthesis. The chlorophyll absorbs the light energy from the sun and used it to transform carbon dioxide and water into glucose. That's what the process of the photosynthesis here having. It's having very important role. So here you can see the chloroplast, how it has given in six different parts. Like the first one, this one we can see the inner membrane. The second one, it is the intermembrane space. Intermembrane space, this one. Third one, it is considered this area, outer membrane. And the fourth one, the inside area, how it is looking like a boat, right? The fourth one, a stroma. And the fifth one, like this in both the whatever the seat like or chair like structure you can see, that is the thylakoid. Okay, and the sixth one, this small like a ribbon like structure you can see in between this chair like structure, that is the lamella, right? So this is the chloroplast, right? So coming to the third one under plastic, that is the chromoplast. 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 They are the heterogeneous colored plastid which is responsible for pigment synthesis. Right? Pigment synthesis, it is done by the chromoplast only, and for storage of photosynthetic eukaryotic organisms, right? So whatever the eukaryotic organism, it will be there, that will be stored by the chromoplast. Chromoplast have red, orange, and yellow colored pigments which provide the color to all ripe fruits and flowers. Whatever the different colors you are seeing in the fruits and flowers, no, that is because of the stored color in the chromoplast. The fifth part, that is the central vacuoles, right? So here you can see central vacuoles in our structure, the plant structure, here, right? So that is the central vacuole. So in this, what are the things we are going to cover? It occupies around 30% of sales volume. That's what we have seen, the large area in a mature plant cell. If the plant cell it is mature, fully mature enough wherever, but tonoplast is a membrane that surrounds the central vacuoles, right? So this membrane name also you can remember, tonoplast, that will be surrounds the central vacuoles. The vital function of central vacuoles apart from the storage is to sustain turgid pressure, right, against the cell wall. The pressure, it will sustain the pressure against the, so whatever the pressure against the cell wall, that will be. The central vacuoles consist of cell shape, right? It is a mixture of salts, enzymes, and other substance. Okay. The sixth one, that is the Golgi apparatus. They are found in all eukaryotic cells, which are involved in the distributing synthesized micromolecules to various part of the cells. Right, that's the role of the Golgi apparatus. Ribosomes, they are the smallest membrane bound organelles which comprise RNA and protein. They are the site of protein synthesis, hence also referred as a protein factories of the cell. So that's what it may come in the short-term question, and also you might have studied in for your inter and in biology, right? So how these the ribosomes, which part of the cell constituents considered as a protein factory, right? Then powerhouse of cell, next is mitochondria, right? So eighth one is the mitochondria. They are the double membrane organelles, right? So here it was smallest membrane bonded organelles. It is double membrane organelles found in the cytoplasma of all eukaryotic cells. They provide energy by breaking down carbohydrates and sugar molecules. Hence, they are also referred to as a powerhouse of the cell, right? That's what you should remember. Protein factory, powerhouse, these are the terminology used for the ribosomes and mitochondria. Then ninth one, lysosomes. Lysosomes are also called a suicidal bag. So this terminology again you need to remember. Which one is considered as a suicidal bags? As they hold digestive enzymes in an enclosed membrane. They perform the function of cellular waste disposal by digesting worn out organelles, food particles, and foreign bodies in the cells. That's what they are eating, and they will be suicidal by whatever things goes inside that will be go, right? That's what suicidal word has been used. Then plant cells types, there are different types. Cells are matured and higher plant become specialized to perform certain vital functions that are essential for the survival of the plant. Few plant cells are involved in the transportation of the nutrients and water, while others for storing food only, right? The specialized plant cells include parenchyma cells, sclerenchyma cells, collenchyma cells, xylem cells, and phloem cells. That's what we have seen into the TS and Potter characteristic of the crude drugs, right? Then following are the some different types of plant cells. Let us discuss by the name plant cells types. The first one, collenchyma cells, right? They are hard or rigid cells which play a primary role in providing support to the plants when there is the restraining growth in the plant due to the lack of hardening agent in primary walls, right? So coming to the sclerenchyma cell, these are the more rigid compared to the collenchyma cells, right? More rigid. Here it is the not rigid that much, hard but rigid but not more, right? Here sclerenchyma is more rigid, and this is because of the presence of hardening agent. Hardening agent will be there in sclerenchyma. These cells are usually found in all plant roots, right? Where? In the roots, and mainly involved in providing support to the plants. The third cells, that is known as parenchyma cells. Parenchyma cells play a significant role in all plants. They are the living cells of plants which are involved in the production of leaves. Right, leaves or the whatever the leaves is starting, that will be because of the parenchyma cells function. They are also involved in the exchange of gases, of course, production of food, storage of organic products, and cell metabolism. So main role parenchyma cells, yes. These are the typically more flexible than other because they are thinner, right? So if it is thinner, flexible. If it is not thinner, thicker, not flexible, right? Xylem cells, right? Xylem cells are the transport cells in vascular plant. Yes, we have know that how the transportation of water will be done by the xylem and phloem, right? They help in the transportation of water and minerals from the roots to the leaves and other parts of the plant, right? So this is the things you should remember. Anyway, you people are aware in your inter classes. Then also again I will tell. the transportation of the water and mineral from root to leaves, right? And in the phloem it will be again opposite. Phloem cells are outer transport cells of vascular plants. They transport the food prepared by the leaves by photosynthesis to different parts of the plants, right? So that is only they are taking care about the transportation throughout the plant body. Plant cell functions, that's what we have discussed during these types also. So let us review once again. Plant cells are the building blocks of the plants. Yes, of course, cells are the primary unit, as we know. Photosynthesis is the major function performed by the plant cells, because that is only the process to prepare the food for the plant, that is carbohydrate, that will be performed by the plant cells. These are the workers who can perform the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis occurs in the chloroplast of the plant cell. It is the process of preparing food by plants by utilizing sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water. And energy is produced in the form of ATP in this process, right? So that's what the ATP they are going to consume for their normal growth. A few plant cells help in the transport of water and nutrients from the root to leaves and to different parts of the plant. That's what we have seen in the xylem cells and phloem cells, right? So here we have discussed about the plant cell constituents, right? So coming to the coming classes, we will discuss about the what are the primary metabolites and secondary primary metabolites we have discussed. Now it's coming to the secondary metabolites, like alkaloid, glycoside, tannin, resin, carbohydrate, proteins, volatile oils. So all those things also we need to take the detail in this chapter, right? So these are the basic components of the plant cells, including their cell wall, cell membrane, and all other parts that we need to mention in the answer when it comes to the plant cells.